Hello and welcome to Elizabeth's Craft Room, and yay, Stampin' Blends have arrived. Now these are a fantastic set of alcohol markers, which means they are blendable. You get a strong, vibrant colour with them, and we have lots of different colour choices for you. And of course, most importantly, they are all in the Stampin' Up colours. Although you can see that they are in pairs, so you get two colours that blend together. So for example, we have here Bermuda Bay, and we have, as you can see, lots and lots of our Stampin' Up colours there. When they come individually, because you can buy just one. So if you need to replace just one Stampin' Blend pen, you can just buy the one, and they're £4 each. Now, because they come individually, I just wanted to quickly start with a few ideas for how to store them. Now, you can get a fancy pants case. This is not from Stampin' Up, but if you search for marker cases online, you will find alcohol marker cases, you will find them. However, I would say that you don't need that, and what you can use is some of the things that are available from Stampin' Up. So these are currently in our autumn winter catalogue. These are acetate boxes. So these work perfectly. As you can see, you can easily fit 3 sets in there. As an alternative, if you want something a little bit more substantial, these are our narrower boxes. I'm going to tell you, it's a tight fit, but as you can hear, they do click closed with the markers in. I've got 7 in there. And then this is another idea that you can do. This is, I've made some little card inserts here for our double width boxes. So these are our wood mount cases that you can buy. And again, tight fit, but you can get then, where are we, 14 of the markers in there. They should be stored flat, so not on end, flat, because you've got them double-ended. And I will go ahead and show you a little bit more about that now. So let's pick a colour. Let's pick this one here. So the first thing we're going to look at is, can you see you've got a thick line here and a thin line there? That denotes, and there's also little pictures, brush end, nib end. That's showing up on the camera. So it's what it says on the tin. You have got a brush on this end, you've got a harder nib on this side. It actually tells you, and again, I'm not sure whether you're seeing this in the light, but we've got the dark rich raspberry. Let's try some different lighting. You might be able to see that better now. We've got some dark rich raspberry, it says here, and then we will have the matching light rich raspberry. So you just get these in pairs, but you can build them up to get a range of colours with just 2 markers. So it makes it very economic. Now, a couple of things. The brush end is a brush. If you use this hard and scribble away really hard, you will start to bend that nib. So I'm going to say to you, be gentle with that brush end, just as you would with any other brush. Just keep remembering, it's not a marker nib, it is a brush, so you need to be gentle. But you can build up colour gently. Okay, would you like to see them in action? I think that's the best way. So first thing to know, you're going to need to use our Memento ink. This is going to work with these pens. The archival ink is also got some alcohol in it, and therefore you can't use archival ink. You need to use Memento, which is a water-based ink, and that way you don't get bleeding of your images. We're going to use the You've Got This stamp set, and I will go ahead and ink this up with Memento ink. My flower on, and while I've got my ink out, I'm going to just stamp a little "I'm here for you" underneath. And the colours I'm going to use, I'm going to go for the light and dark rich raspberry, and I'm also going to use the old olive, and again we've got a light and dark old olive. Now let's come down closer with the camera. Now here's the first thing about this: there are no rules. So I'm not going to say to you, you have to go light first and then dark. I'm not going to say that to you. I'm also not going to say to you, there is a certain way that you have to colour, that you have to use one end or the other. Here I'm just outlining with the nib, and I'm using the lighter colour here, and I'm literally just going to outline some of those petals as I go round. Now I've tried this on various of our cardstock, so we have shimmery white, and we have the thick whisper white, and this is just a regular whisper white, and it works just fine using the regular whisper white. And in fact, I personally think that this is the best way to go. Now I'm going to come in with the darker colour, and I'm going to start building up some colour where I'm expecting it to be darker. So that's kind of at the bottoms, underneath, where the leaves overlap. And I'm just going to add some of this darker colour in. Now I could go ahead and do the whole flower, but I'm just going to go back now, and again with the brush I'm going to do some gentle circles. Now remember what I said about this being a brush, so this is gentle. I'm not scrubbing with this. I am going in little circles, which I find works the best. And I'm going over that darker colour and then bringing that down a little bit. Now let's go back in, and again I'm adding some more of the darker colour. And this is where, as I say, you're building up. You don't need to have as many of the markers, because you can make different tones of colour just with the two in that set, which makes it very economical. And again I'm just going to go and build those up, and then go back again over some of the areas I've been before. And you can start to see it build up. Now you can leave white areas, you can leave completely white areas. You can go in with another colour if you wish, that's coordinating. So for example, if I take this one here, which is the darker pink pirouette, in those spaces that I've left a white patch, I can go with a pirouette. So there's nothing to stop you going in then with another colour if you wish. To add some more colour. And once again you can blend over that, and you won't get transfer from the darker onto the lighter nib, don't worry about that. And you can see you get a really lovely blended look there. Now I'm going to go in with my my greens. So I'm going to start with the lightest colour first, and I'm going to start with this nib. And this one you can press a little bit harder on. So if you're kind of wanting to blend hard, go with the nib, not the brush, because that will hold up to more abuse. Just colour in. And then, you know, this is another thing, is you can just colour. It doesn't need to, you know, be a blended project, and particularly if you're doing small areas, you might just want to just keep to the one colour. The nice thing about this is that you will find it just that the edges look lovely as you blend them together. You just don't get lines, you don't get marks. And it's actually very relaxing. How many adult colouring books are there out there at the moment? And there's a reason why. It is a very relaxing thing to do. And I am no colourist, as you can probably tell, but it does look nice, doesn't it? Now here's a couple of little tips. Here's the first one. This is what I have been doing with some of my projects. I've taken my lightest blue here. Now this one is the light pool party. And I'm going around the edge of my flower. And again, I'm using the nib end because it's a little bit more controllable, and I only want a little line around. You see the difference it's making? It just gives like a shadow around. You can also do this when we were having a little practice with these. You can also do it with pale grey. One of my lovely team, Lee, was doing an outline with pale grey, which I really liked. I thought that was beautiful. So, you know, you don't have to stick to the pale blue. But it depends obviously what the image is that you're doing. And because it gives such a neat surface, if you did this with markers, it would look messy. There's no getting away with it, but with these it's lovely. Now, one other little thing that that you can do, another little tip of something that you might feel looks quite nice, and entirely up to you if you would like to do this. I'm going to go in with my darkest green, and I'm going to do some doodling. And as you can see, I'm not overthinking this. And then I might go in and add some more little curls where I feel it needs it. Now that looks quite pretty, not too bad. A couple of little messy bits. But here again, with these pens, is where you can make it magical. Because as you start to colour in that outer piece, it makes an amazing background, as though you have layered up your flower. And again, as the ink dries, and you will notice that it's darker when it first goes on, and it dries paler. But as that ink dries, it goes so smooth, so you just can't see the brush lines. Now here I am using that beautiful brush end, and I'm going gently around. And I'm not having to work at getting this ink to behave itself. I'm not having to try and get rid of lines. I'm just colouring in. There you go. We can pop that on to a pretty background, and I just really love that effect. I think it looks very nice and so easy to do, even if you're quite amateurish at the doodling bit, which I definitely am. It just does look really effective when it's done. Right, so let's have a quick look at our full colour range. We've got Bermuda Bay, Pool Party. We have Night of Navy, Old Olive, Rich Raspberry, Pink Pirouette, Cherry Cobbler, Calypso Coral, Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, Crumb Cake, we have the Smoky Slate, and then we have two skin tones which again can be blended to get a lot of different shades. We have the Bronze and we have the ivory. And then we also have a colour lifter. Now, a colour lifter is not a colour eraser. It does what it says on the tin. It lifts the colour and makes it lighter. If you go a tiny bit over the edge, you can kind of lift that colour out, but don't expect it to be like an eraser. You can, however, get effects with it. So here's one of those effects that you can get. I've done the dress here in the Night of Navy, and then I've just taken the colour eraser and made little dots on it and taken the colour lighter. And again, I could use it if I just wanted part of that that umbrella to lift just a little. So that's what the colour eraser is for. Just lightening, and you can see some more samples here of cards that I have coloured and had so much fun with these. The other thing I want to say about and you can see I didn't know where to stop with these. I just got all my stamps out that you could colour, and I played and played and played. So just beautiful. Now, a couple of other things that you can do. You can stamp on, you can colour with these on acetate. This is on our window sheets. You can colour on vellum, which looks very nice. You can also colour on non-porous surfaces. So, for example, you could colour on our snowflakes that are in the autumn-winter catalogue. You can colour on, and these are beautiful. This is our clear white. Let me just pop them on here, and you can see these are our. They're called. They are called White Perfect Accents in the catalogue, and you can see. Therefore, you can get your perfect accents in any colour that you like just by colouring in. I think it works better on the bolder colours. You know, some of these are quite pale, but for the bolder colours it looks amazing. Love it. And you can also do that. Look, isn't that shiny? On our, these are our clear faceted gems, or indeed on pearls and on our regular rhinestones as well. So there you go. Last three. You can see I have had a lot of fun colouring with our new Stampin' Blends. If you would like to buy some, that would be lovely. There are some links down below. And as I say, you can buy them individually. I would recommend buying a pair to blend together, because as you've seen on the project, that looks so good. But if you want to, you can buy the whole lot in one go, or just slowly start to build up. Let me know if you want acetate boxes, or if you want any of the stamping boxes to put them in. Thanks for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today. A bit elongated look at these Stampin' Blends, but aren't they fabulous? Very, very happy to have them back with us at Stampin' Up. Thanks very much for visiting Elizabeth's Craft Room today, and I look forward to welcoming you back again soon.